Audio test. Audio test. Good morning. Welcome back to Salina, Kansas. Hi from Cape Town. We've been lurking all week. Marco Turpa, thank you. You have been doing a great job covering the flights. Many thanks for all the hard work. You're awesome. Thank you for the comment. Thank you for joining us. Make sure you smash that like. I'm feeding back. Make sure you smash that subscribe button. Like, share. If you enjoy the stream, tell your friends. If you don't, tell your enemies. Oh, we're back. It is, what day is it? It's Thursday. The week is a blur. It is Thursday morning. We are flying the intermediate unknowns. We do have a glider in the air. There is still flight training operations happening here at K-State. They're doing business as usual. No aerobatic program for K-State. They got to work on that. It's their hometown airport, or their base of operations is home of the U.S. National Aerobatic Championships. I think that's a perfect place to have an aerobatic program. Airport's been rather ideal. The weather has been fantastic. Not too hot, bit breezy when it did warm up. Beautiful blue skies. Generally we like a bit of an overcast, like a high overcast, so the aircraft really have some good contrast against the sky. Blue sky gets a little fatiguing to the eyes to look at for a long time, but very pleasant. It's nice. It's nice out here. Later I should be joined by Mark Pollard, Jeff Petroselli of the FCS podcast, if you know what FCS stands for. You're the bomb. We're going to be flying a mix of gliders and powered today. Not a lot of contestants in intermediate this year, 6 powered. And how many do we have in the gliders? Do the gliders outnumber the powered? Nope, the exact same. 6 powered, 6 gliders. I think we're going to fire off 2 gliders early on, and then we'll be into the powered flights, and then we'll mix in the gliders as soon as they get launched. So some of the Air Force Academy, they got to swap out the gliders. We only have 2 tow planes. You got to swap out pilots, of course, and go from there. So it takes a little bit of time to get that turned around. But other than that, we're having a good time. Enjoying the morning out here. Sun's coming up over the hangar. That is not Hangar 606. That's another hangar. That's another operation that's going on here at Salina. Actually a very busy airport. It's a U.S. Army National Guard base flying UH-60s. We had a Super Hornet in here, an F model. It seemed like it was getting some work done on Monday, and then they pushed it back in the hangar, pulled it back out on Tuesday, and actually launched the thing. So not quite sure what that operation is. Lots of jet traffic, lots of corporate aircraft coming in and out, and as well as the K-State flight. So we got a mix of jets, a lot of military training aircraft. What is it, the T-44 Beech 400 the Air Force uses for its heavy track training jets, coming in and out of here doing approaches. We saw a KC-135 yesterday, an Apache Blackhawks coming in. Yeah, lots of Blackhawks. And yeah, so it's a busy airport, but not so busy that we can't still have an aerobatic contest. The thing that I have heard the tower announce to some of the corporate aircraft that are coming in and the airline traffic is that, hey, while you're on final, you may get a traffic alert, traffic advisory, or a resolution advisory from aerobatic aircraft maneuvering to the west side of the runway that they're using, and just wants them to be aware of that. They're not actually going to be in conflict with us, but just in case they get that. So we don't want to cause an incursion, or we don't want to have an airliner have to go around because they get an RA from an airplane that is restricted in its operation where it's going to be. Good morning, Lori Penner. Good to hear from you. Doing a fantastic job with commentary. Thank you. Yeah, I just fired it up early. We're not quite ready to go, but I saw a glider launch. So the gliders are climbing right now up to their altitude. Haven't heard a power launch yet, but it's not going to take them long. And we're going to run gliders first. So We're just going to take a little brief pause here while people filter in, join in, and good to hear from all of you out there. Lori says good morning, Forrest.
Good morning, Lori.
Really appreciate all your many hours of filming every single flight. Forrest Fox is out here, and he's got the camera set up. He's targeting all these airplanes as they're diving in and out of the box, doing a great job keeping them in frame, which is a talent he's learned over many years of filming air shows and other events. And we're happy to have him, very happy to have him here. So we'll be back in just a few minutes.
I also have iced coffee.
As we watch the gliders climb out to the north, I want to take a moment welcoming all of you to the live stream. I'm Rob with Spread Aviation. The U.S. National Aerobatic Championships would not be possible without the participants, the volunteers, and our sponsors. So we'd like to take a minute to thank our sponsors. We have Aura Aero, based out of Toulouse, France, doing some fantastic work building some side-by-side aerobatic airplanes. Gold sponsored extra aircraft, a lot of extras featured here at the U.S. Nationals, including the aircraft I'm flying. Softy Emergency Parachutes, MT Propeller, Aircraft Spruce, MX Aircraft Company, Goody Thomas, Tom Rhodes, Jerry and Peggy Redinger, Marty Flournoy, David and Martha Martin. David Martin, great guy. John Osmeyer, Jim Burke, President of the ISC, Doug and Patty Souder. Silver sponsors, Schilling Aviation Services, Dagmar Kress, Mike Goulian, who was out here yesterday, Patty Wagstaff, Greg Principato, John Wilcomb, Keith Doyne, Duncan Corbel. Bronze sponsors, Chapter 89 of the IAC, Northwest Insurance Group, Gordon and Lori Penner, Craig Gifford, Bill Denton, and all of our ISC chapters for donating the coffee that gets these judges awake, fired up, ready to give high scores. A happy judge gives higher scores. So coffee is welcome. Thank you to Chapter 1, 3, 5, 11, 12, 15, 23, 24, 26, 34, 35, 36, 38, 58, 77, Chapters 80, 88, 119, 135, and 138. I certainly participated in a coffee this morning and enjoyed some French vanilla creamer. It was more about the creamer. Everybody looks at you weird if you just pump creamer into a cup and start drinking it, so I had to mix some coffee in there. Luis MZR, good morning. Welcome to the live stream. We got Justin Hickson climbing out right now. He's going to do the low lines very shortly. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if they flew him first, do the low lines, and just go right into it, and then do 2 gliders, and then launch Corey Gurlis. That is false cowbell. That is not the wing wag. This is interesting. I guess the Fox is flying later. We saw the Fox glider taxi out before, and I say taxi out. The owner is on a one wheel holding the wing and following a truck, and he just rolls the glider right along with the one wing, or the one wheel. Good morning, Rob. Thanks for what you do. NG Flight Andrew, good to see you, man. IC 11. Here come the low lines. Intermediate 1,200 feet AGL. Bottom of the box. Keeping it safe. Duncan Corbel ringing the bell. Justin coming in low and to the right, 1,200 feet. Going to do the front line of the budget of the boundaries. Boundaries box. Good morning, USA, from the other side of the pond. Swift Maxu, welcome, welcome. Happy to have you. Corner box. There's the north corner. He'll wing wag again at center box. Right in front of the judges. Looks like there's a little bit of wind from west to east. His heading looks good, but he might be getting blown just a bit to the east. Not a lot of wind this morning, as is typical for Salina. As the sun comes up and we get our unequal distribution of solar energy, the winds are going to start to pick up. They predict today they'll be out of the north 350, which is exactly parallel with the x-axis of the box. So as the winds pick up, shift, and settle in where they're going to be, we expect not a lot of crossbox. All x-axis.
The box isn't quite north-south? It's with the runway?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's lined up with the runway. It's parallel with the runway. But if you can tell 10 degrees, you should be an aerobatic judge. That's a 2-point deduction right there, 10 degrees. 1 point for every 5 degrees of heading. Back of the line. He's already done the southwest corner, coming to the center. Whoop, whoop. Focus. Good job, Forrest. Now he'll do a left 270, then come right up the center. If this was an air show, the announcer would be saying things like, "Get your cameras ready, folks, because low and in front of you comes Justin Hickson for the high-speed pass." Beautiful yellow pits, S2B. Justin is a fan of Batman. He has a little Batman for his pitot tube cover. Okay, looks like they're going to send Justin to the hold, and they're going to get the gliders that launched in first. First pilot up for the gliders is going to be Dante Cyrus. Dante's flying the DG 1001. I don't know if that's a typo or not, because the other days it's all the same tail number, but on the sheet here they have 1001 and same tail number DG 1000. I know they're flying two. Well, they brought multiple gliders, so it doesn't really matter. Dante from the United States Air Force Academy. He was born on Redacted, lives in a hometown of Redacted, and wants to be a Redacted someday. So the Air Force providing the bios, they seem to have left out some information for the cadets. That's okay. That's all right. Dante flying an intermediate, probably an upperclassman, either a junior or a senior. Either way, we're excited to have him here. Coach Matacola has been coaching the United States Air Force Academy's aerobatic team for many years now. I know he was coaching back when my buddy Tom Dowd was at the Academy, and he graduated 2006. So Coach Matacola has been there for a while. He's gotten to be a part of a lot of officers' lives and getting these Air Force pilots an early start in gliders, which, like any specialty aircraft, is only going to increase skills. Anytime you have to manage energy without a motor, you're learning something. High and to the left on toe. Dante's getting ready on the base leg to enter into the box. Good luck, Dante. The glider intermediate unknown, a challenging series. Pilots receive the unknown sequence no less than 12 hours before they are going to fly the sequence, and they cannot practice it. There's no practicing this. And so it's a show up, fly it the best you can, and the pilot who makes the least mistakes is going to come out on top. Figure one is a quarter clover with a quarter roll on the down, exit on the Y. So they'll do the 3/4 loop and start that roll as they come around the last part of the loop. Actually, it's a full loop. It's just the quarter roll is on the last quarter of this loop. Wing wags. Dante's high overhead, just left of the judges. Coming through the top of the loop, starting that roll. There we go. Going away from the judges, smart move. He was right over our heads. Good positioning here for the hammerhead. Doesn't look like the wind is really affecting the aircraft all that much. Not really blowing it to the judge's left. Quarter roll on the down. Pull back to level. He's in a good position to center this. Next figure, which is a pull humpty, right over the judges. Half loop down, looking good, looking clean. Set it, show it, get off it. Building energy for the half Cuban. Problem with the gliders, no power. So you got to be trading altitude if you want to reposition in the box. Did a nice job of moving just right of center box, setting up the half Cuban with a 5/8 loop, half roll on the 45 down, which in intermediate you still only need to do a 30-degree angle. Does appear to be a little bit of wind blowing from west to east. He's moved back towards the judge's line as he gets set up for this half loop up. And he will stay inverted and then complete an entire slow roll inverted to inverted. It is definitely a slow roll. Inverted. Half loop down. Good positioning in the box. He's got the nose high, maintaining that inverted flight. Might have been climbing a little bit, but also probably scrubbing off a bit of energy because this half loop down is going to build a lot of energy, which he's going to need for the full Cuban. The full Cuban 8. So a 5/8 loop up to a 45 down, half roll, and then a 3/4 loop. Keep going, keep going, keep going. There you go. 3/4 loop with a 2 of 4 on the down. Waiting on that 2 of 4. Let's count the points. 1, 2, and pull level. Final figure, 90-degree turn. He's well left of the judges right now, but still in the box. Maybe a little bit under on the heading on that turn. Really nice job. Nice job, Dante. All right, sounds like Justin Hickson's going to be diving into the box in his Pitts S2B. And walking up right now, holding steaming hot, piping cups of coffee from only the best locations here in Salina, Kansas. They got the Jack Smith coffee. Jeff is a coffee connoisseur, an expert, an owner, if you will.
You can just call him a barista.
A barista.
Barista. Barista.
Baristo.
Proper pronouns. There we go.
You got to genderize it. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We've been holding down the fort here.
By we mean?
We mean it's the royal we, man.
Solo.
You know?
Solo hero out here, Robert Dumoulin. Solo. Dude, we don't want to take your chair. We don't.
I had that one in the sun to try and dry it off. Here's some paper towels. Oh, Forrest has it. Forrest is doing it. Justin Hickson getting ready for the intermediate unknown. He's got a downwind entry. All of the competitors in intermediate power have a downwind entry. So they have to enter with a tailwind, high speed, low drag, and figure to start. Gonna be screaming into the box. Jeff, welcome. It's good to see you.
It's great to be here. This
Mark?
Way early for me.
It's also good to see you too.
It's great to see you.
I didn't want to downplay that.
3 a.m. in California time work.
Yeah, probably.
Is it Tuesday?
I was just saying, and it's 2 days ago. Justin Hickson flying an S2B.
And he flies this thing very, very well. Mark, you've got some experience in the B.
It's a great airplane. It's a fantastic airplane. Fantastic intermediate airplane. It has one less negative G tolerance than the S2C, and I actually think that kind of hurts it in higher categories, obviously, but it's a great airplane.
It's like
He
we
flies
got
it really well too.
Yeah.
end figure here.
Yep.
2 of 4. 1, 2. It's gonna pull back vertical.
A little short after.
A little steep too, right?
It's hard to tell. He's right over our heads. If he was further in the back of the box, that probably would look just fine.
Yeah, the cap off right
He's
here.
almost on top of the judges today.
Yeah.
We got a revert. We got a
Yeah, that's a down Humpty, or not a down Humpty, a down Cuban.
down Cuban.
Yeah.
Pull
5/8
around
loop
here.
down.
Back to 45 up.
Poor Justin drew first order flight today, and I think he did it in freestyle a couple days ago as well.
Yes, he did. He wasn't bitter about it at all. A little shallow.
I'm seeing a little bit of wind on Judge.
Yes. Yeah, I was talking about that earlier. You should have been listening to live stream, so I wouldn't have to repeat. No, I'm just kidding.
That's a good point. We actually could have. We did.
Pittsburgh, nope, -3 versus -5. That's 2. So
2. Correct.
yeah,
Sorry.
2.
Very
I
nice
misspoke.
spin from Justin.
The coffee hasn't kicked in yet.
Thanks for the correction.
It's flying really well.
It's
Very
been years since I've flown
controlled.
the beat.
Very ahead of this sequence here. Got a hammerhead with the quarter roll down. Going
Good
on here.
repositioning. He saw where he was in the box.
Yeah. Nice flying, Justin.
Little drag of the right wing.
Yeah. Good pivot.
Still dragging that right wing.
Pittsburgh, you can correct me if I'm wrong as well. Positive, I think, is +6 on the C. It's +5 on the B. That might be wrong, but it's been a while.
Got a loop here with the 2 of 2 on the top. A little flat spotted up there, but still good.
Yeah, and different roll rates.
He's making it
A
round.
little slow on the back end on that second
A
roll.
little pinchy.
Yeah, a little pinch. He's got to relax that. So the wind hasn't quite shifted to where it's supposed to be. They were initially calling it 200 at 5-ish, and it's supposed to pick up 350 at about 10 to 12.
Okay.
So it hasn't quite shifted, but they did the official wind for the judges from right to left.
A full roll here and half loop down. It's
Very
very relaxing
non-traditional-
to watch. Very,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
really enjoying this flight.
Compared to yesterday's advanced unknown,
Yesterday was a
Did you sleep last night, Rob? I mean, I had nightmares about that.
probably slept like a baby with how hard he worked.
I did. I got a really nice coma after I got back to the hotel room until about 11 p.m. when I woke up and was like, I have to do the other unknown. I have to make it.
Very nice figure right there. Pull, pull, pull. Humpty with a half roll down. 2 figures left here. We got a half goldfish, pull 45, half roll, 5/8 loop back to 45 up, cap off level with a 90-degree full roll inside roller.
Jeff's caffeine has kicked in.
His leg is twitching. Justin flying one of the most untraditional
Go right, go
hits
right,
and
go right,
schemes.
go right, go right, go right. Yes!
Good choice.
Good boy. Little under. He's really got to push here. Push, push, push,
Yeah,
push,
he's got a
push.
lot
Rudder,
of heading
rudder,
to
rudder,
make
rudder, rudder. Little under again, but still not bad.
Yeah, he might actually be on, but no, he's not. Now
was
he
a
got a
solid
little
flight.
eggs.
Solid flight.
So when we got that unknown, the first one, a lot of figures that went up and a ton of pushes, and
That was a tough unknown.
that was a tough unknown.
You know what I noticed
Yeah.
with that unknown that was really tough?
You need this for us? Okay.
What was really tough with that unknown, it had a lot of the same figures in different figures. So
Yeah.
you would have a half loop with 4 half rolls, and then a couple figures later you'd have a half loop with 3
3 half rolls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
then quarter
and then-
versus 3/4.
Yeah, and then each half loop, there was a lot of half loops, and like one of them,
A lot of half loops.
A lot of them were pushes.
Yep.
Some of them were just pulls. So
Yeah.
it was really easy to get lost in that sequence. And I thought everybody, I mean, we were calling the sequences, and I was even calling the wrong.
Yeah.
I'm like, I would have zeroed this. I told my guy, I said, I would have zeroed this
Right
3
away.
times over.
Yep. Well, it was very interesting to try and put it together, and I have been so lucky to have Mike Lentz sharing the airplane because we're also able to get together on a lot of these things that I've never done before. Mike has already competed at very high levels, been to
Yeah.
Worlds, and knows this stuff very, very
He's
well.
so nonchalant about it.
Don't
Oh, yeah.
sleep on Mike Lentz. I mean, like,
Oh, no.
people just, I think, kind of, I don't say they write him off, but, you know, he's the super D guy, right?
I
It's
wish
like,
I'd
no,
brought
no.
an LX for him.
Honestly, I mean, put that guy in an SC. I mean,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Or a Panzel. He's flown
Or
the snot out of the
Panzel.
Oh, I
Panzel.
saw him fly Aaron's Panzel.
You know what? It doesn't matter what he's in.
Piloted world
Yeah.
in that thing.
But I think that's his psychological method, I guess, is he just plays it down key and he comes in here and just
Well, it was so fun watching
whoops, but-
Rob, your flying style versus Mike in the same airplane. It was
Mhm.
really, really fun. You flew that thing like it owed you money, and it was beautiful. Mike flew it. Grace is probably the wrong word, but you were definitely more.
He had a fluidity,
There was a little more fluidity,
and
was probably
I
his
was
style.
violent.
But I like the violence.
It,
I like
it
violence,
showed. Yeah,
you know?
it showed.
We don't have to get into that violence that Mark likes, but but no, it was like he was smooth, and like that's what is weird too with competition is sometimes you see when people score, like judges have a style that they like too, and that I feel like they will score slightly not better.
They
it's just
but they probably do.
They tend to pick up things faster that can downgrade on an aggressive style or maybe a smoother. So like
Yeah.
But you at the end of the day, you should fly how you want to fly.
Yeah.
And you should fly the style that suits you. You should fly the way that you feel you can control the airplane best. And honestly, overall, that you're having the most fun because why else are we doing this?
Absolutely. And that sequence yesterday, as challenging as it was actually fun. And I was very nervous about it until I started walking through as
Oh, we got a glider.
Oh, yeah, we got a glider. Off tow, Andrew Deaver.
I've never
Air Force
judged
Academy
a glider.
cadet. Hometown of Redacted. Birthday of Redacted. Bios provided by the Air Force.
It's classified.
It's classified.
We could tell you, but then we'd have to kill you.
And we don't know where you live, so tell us where you are in the chat.
How cool would it be if they had a like a KC-10 towing up a glider?
Oh, that would be... Well, it could tow the whole team.
Yeah.
At once.
I want to see a Thunderbird F-16.
Yeah.
We got a quarter clover to start the intermediate unknown sequence.
I'm like, where's the sequence?
You're sitting with the clipboards now.
Quarter clover. I should try to fly one. I've never flown a quarter clover. Next figure, got a hammerhead with a quarter roll down.
I've never done it on purpose.
Look at that.
I've never flown a glider, so there's a lot of never haves at this table this morning.
I've only had the unintentional gliders.
You ever play that game?
Hey, that motor got quiet. Oh no, he did great. He did great there.
Now we got a pull Humpty.
Quarter roll on the down, kind of blended into the pivot a little bit, so I was worried that I don't know what the judges are going to have seen there.
He's flying really good.
Yep, positioning isn't bad. He can drive this a little bit.
I mean,
Put it center box. That's all right. He may have to hustle on the next one.
it's the best glider flight I've seen.
This is the only glider flight you've seen.
Exactly.
Half loop up.
Half loop up. Our president, Jim Burke, is flew gliders in Unlimited. I would
Yes,
love
he
to
did.
see Jim fly a glider. He's probably awesome. Half loop up, inverted. And you're allowed to cheat. Not cheat, but you're allowed to be nose down, obviously, for
Yes.
speed.
Yes. You just have to maintain whatever that angle is.
Gotcha.
So where we in power have to be level, they can hold a line.
Okay.
But once they set it, that's what they got. So here, notice how he's got a nose up.
Yeah.
Well, he's just scrubbing off speed for the next figure, but as long as he maintains that angle, he's fine.
Got a half loop down, and that's going to go into a Cuban 8, 5/8 loop, 45 down half roll. Then he's going to do another 5/8 loop, do another 45 down with a 2/4 rolls, and level upright. This is really nice to watch. I got to be honest.
Yeah.
Intermediate's probably the smallest fielded class at
6.
this year's nationals.
6 of each.
Yeah, 6 of each.
Yeah.
Very
Well, how many are in Unlimited? Oh, I think there's
I
8.
think there's 8.
Yeah. 8 and 2 gliders.
Fantastic category. Fantastic category to watch.
Ooh, that's a
90-degree
tiger
turn.
move. Went for the edge of the box. I think he kept it in. Nice job, Andrew Deaver from the United States Air Force Academy.
Very nice, Andrew.
Forrest, what number do you want us to write down?
2791.
2791. Thank you.
How do you do a 9?
With your right hand.
It's a backwards.
Are
it's
you
an
wrong-handed?
upside down 6.
Yeah, I'm wrong-handed.
I didn't know you were wrong-handed.
Yeah,
We're both wrong-handed.
You guys, that's why you get along so well.
Yeah.
exactly.
Besides lowering my work productivity, thanks for doing this live stream. It makes me want to fly a contest again for sure. Pittsburgh, do it. Do it.
Pollard will pay for everything.
Do it.
I will sponsor with free tacos.
Free tacos.
Free tacos.
Free snow cones.
Free snow cones. By the way, FCS, your favorite aerobatic podcast, is the official snow cone sponsor for the tequila. I think it's a tequila. Maybe it's your favorite. I can't remember.
Who do we got next? here?
Corey
One of the contests coming up.
in an SC.
Corey Giroulis. He's been on the podcast. Great guy.
Flies a lot.
Has anybody been aside from Mr. Dumovic here with his road to the advanced category here at Nationals, has anybody been more transparent in their flying than Corey? He really puts it all out there online. You really get to see his flying.
Posts a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flies a 330 SC, formerly owned by or formerly flown by Patty Wagstaff. At least one air show season.
Yeah, Corey's a great guy. He's
He's
here
a
to
really
have fun.
nice guy.
He's here to do well. He's competitive when you need to be. And that's
Yeah.
the thing. I think
He's really happy too. He's
at the end of the
he's
day,
great.
we're here to have fun, right? But you have to be able to turn that switch when you go into when you get into the cockpit and you get ready. And you have to, if you want to be competitive, but you have to learn how to kind of integrate turning that off a little bit and enjoying the people. And he does a really good job of that.
Yeah.
In fact, when we first got here, we saw him. He's all smiles.
Oh, he's all smiles, super happy, hugs all around. Like
Yeah.
he's a really he's got a great personality and great demeanor for it.
Totally. All right. So first figure again is that end figure. Pull vertical.
I don't have. Oh, there he is.
Pull vertical, pull 45 down, 2/4 rolls, pull back vertical, layout inverted. When we say layout inverted, it just means to push or pull the airplane to a level attitude, whether upright or inverted.
There's the bell. Here come the
Wing
wags.
wags.
I like saying that, layout inverted. It's like slang. It's like aerobatic slang.
Corey Hale's from Tennessee, corporal pilot for his profession.
It's like he's slightly climbing there.
Look like it.
He has had some attitude issues all week, either descending or climbing. I'm not sure if there's a difference in terrain here versus Tennessee, where he's used to a certain sight picture, but it's showing in the SC. The SC is a fantastic competition aircraft because it shows very, very well.
Yeah.
The problem is, it shows what you don't want it to show,
Yeah.
or what you don't intend to show
Shows good or bad.
as well. Yeah, it's a very honest airplane.
He's got to settle into. I mean, he's flying good. He's just got to settle in a little bit. He's looking a little rushed, but it's good figures.
Good positioning in the box too.
Yep.
What RPM he's flying? It sounds like he's a little back on RPM.
Sounds like it's 25. Yeah.
He's got a half Cuban 8 here.
Which is
pull-
fine for intermediate.
Pull around 45 up.
Oh yeah.
Half full roll.
It's a nice roll.
So layout level. He's going to go right into a spin. It's
And-
super important with that when you're on a 45 up to start pulling power back, because if you level out
He was
to
real late on
upright,
pulling power.
you're
Yeah.
just going to fly to the other end. And kind of seeing that here. A little bit forced entry, but he's spinning. 1 1/4.
Little over-rotated bobble dragon in the left wing.
Dragging that left, right? He's going to go right into a hammerhead with a 1/4 roll down. He's going to get on it right now.
Yep.
Still dragging that left wing. Flying good.
It's going to be a little difficult for the judges to see that from where they are sitting right now. He's a little over their heads.
And like we mentioned, it seems like there's just a hair of on-judge wind here. I'm seeing them being pushed here.
Yep. And if there is, he's going to see it right now. So he may throw a little bit of a cheat in here to try and get it away from the judges.
Doesn't look like he did.
Nope, doesn't look like he did. He flew a really nice 1/4 roll.
Yeah. Got a loop here with the 2 of 2. He's got to just stick into the wind right now. It's
Yeah,
gonna be
here
really
here
tough to
we'd be
judge.
getting a little bit of a cheat on the backside of this loop, just a little bit
There
towards
it
the center
is.
of the box.
A little bit of right aileron there.
Yep, just enough. You can barely pick it up.
Okay, we got a half square loop here. Pull vertical. Layout inverted.
And
Good
even on
figure.
this, just hold a
There it
tiny
is.
bit
There's
of
the
rudder.
cheat. He's fighting it now. He's doing
Yeah.
a great job. Yeah. And you want to blend it. You can't go into the wind that much and show too much angle because you'll get downgraded.
Yep.
Okay, we got a full roll, half loop. Now we got a pull Humpty coming up right now.
Could have
Pushed it away from the
positioned.
judges just a little bit, just enough.
Yep.
Did a great job there.
Could have
Yeah.
taken that figure a little more upwind too.
Yeah. And this is an unknown. He's never flown this sequence.
That's right.
He's
Can't
only
practice
walking
it.
up, and he's doing a really great job
Half roll.
actually.
It's a good point.
Half roll down.
Good
He's gonna
line legs.
Go into this goldfish. It looks like a goldfish. That's why they call it. But it's a pull 45 up, half roll, 5/8 loop back around the pull 45 up, and he's going to push inverted, and then go into that roller. And again, this is
Really starting to see the heading change here. He's
Yeah.
really moving to the west.
exactly.
And the problem is here, if he doesn't add another corrector, he's going to start coming back east again.
Yep. And this is where these unknowns get tricky. I mean,
Nice figure.
very nice.
90 roller, 1 to the inside.
Oh, he's going
no!
towards.
He's
Oh.
going to have an out. It's okay. It's
Get
a
it
low
going. Get it
penalty
going,
points.
Corey.
It's a low penalty points. The only real issue is now he's headed towards the unofficial deadline over the runway. We don't want to be flying any acro over top of the runway, but actually a pretty solid unknown flight for Corey there.
Good flight.
They all got this unknown, what, maybe a little less than 24 hours ago?
The minimum is 12, so I think they got it in the
Okay, so
afternoon
they-
yesterday.
So, you know, enough time to hopefully memorize it in terms of knowing the figures in the order, walking it a bunch of times, but then being able to come in and reference the sequence card, making sure they're doing the right maneuver, but never having flown the maneuver.
Yeah, and everybody has a plan until you start pulling G, and then it goes out the window.
Yeah, I thought it was a really good flight. I think that it's hard. It's really hard being first up or second up because you don't know what the winds are going to be doing at 3,000 feet.
Yep.
And I think we saw a lot of that. I think that if Corey can go back and fly it again, and we'll get him on to talk about it, but I think he would have wanted to start a little bit deeper in the box, and I think he was fighting the positioning the whole time because it looked a little rushed. But the figure, no, I didn't see any zeros. I think all the figures scored.
Yep.
Thought they were solid figures, and there was a couple areas where it could have got confusing where you're on a 45 up in two different spots. It's figure 9 and figure 2 here.
Yep.
Where you're 45 up and you have to push to level, and one of them goes into a spin and one of them goes into a roll. So it's very easy to think, oh, I'm pushing from 45 to level. Which one? Now
What am I doing next?
Now you're guessing.
Yeah.
You're gonna guess. And if it was me, I would guess, which I've done in best. I always guess wrong.
James Mickley, James, good morning. Thanks for joining us again.
Hillary, good morning, my lovely wife.
Hillary, I take umbrage. You did not also say great commentary to Jeff and Mark, but that's okay.
Cancel.
Thank you for joining us yesterday, and it was really fun
Hillary
talking to
who?
you.
Maybe she's watching.
Rob's flight.
Maybe
yesterday.
she started the stream over, and you guys aren't here yet in her world.
That's a good point.
That could be.
That's a good
You know,
Oh,
I gotta
We'll give her
defend,
the benefit of the doubt.
defend my lady.
I don't know if you went back and watched your flight yesterday, but we,
17 times.
We so no.
I know the timestamp.
We definitely sang your praises yesterday, and I said something, and I think
I
I'm
thought it
going to
was the
stand
best
by
flight
it.
you flew, to be honest with
It
you.
You
was.
have a big fan club.
Yeah.
I think a dad might have been on here, maybe.
Yeah, I think my dad said. Oh, my father-in-law.
Father-in-law. Okay, he was on there. I know your wife was on there. I had the pleasure of talking to her on the FCS Instagram page.
Hillary's awesome.
Very nice. You guys,
She
you
is.
have a lot of support.
I do, and I honestly couldn't do this if that support wasn't there. And if I was doing it without that support, there would also probably be a divorce lawyer involved, and I wouldn't be able to afford to do this.
Then you'd be really broke.
Yeah, I'd be really broke. But no, it's been great, and I thank you guys very much. And the hardest part of watching the replay of my flight was you get to the last figure and you go, stop rolling, and it just keeps going every single time. It
Got,
never changes.
James Spaller here.
James Spaller, great
Pits
dude.
S2B.
From upstate. Is it upstate New York? Is that what that's called, Jeff? Where you're not from the city?
Well, that doesn't exist. The only parts of New York that exist are Manhattan and Long Island.
Oh, okay. So he's from New York.
New.
Yeah.
Cool, we got this end figure here, 2 of 4, and gonna pull back vertical, and then he's gonna lay out inverted. I love being like slangy, like aerobatic slang. Flick, lay out,
Yep. Smash.
some smash. Little off heading there. I think he might be feeling that wind pushing him. He's gotta correct it.
Jim
Got
is a
the
heck of a guy. He's
5/8 loop here with the full roll and the 45 up.
gone to a lot of the contests in the Northeast, and he runs a flight school, and he's really, I don't want to say
Nice
he's
figure.
a one-man show at his school, but he does everything there is to do, and then at the end of the day he goes and flies aerobatic. So he's flying all day
Setting
long,
up here for
teaching students,
1 1/4 spin.
and then he comes out and flies awesome aerobatics in Pits S2.
I love it.
Oh yeah,
I love it.
and he's a heck of a guy.
He over-rotated that
Yeah.
by about a half. So he's back on heading. That figure most likely is going to be zeroed, but it was a solid figure. He's going right into it. He's definitely knows where he is in the box.
So you think he did a 1 3/4 spin?
I think he did a 2 1/4 spin.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah. And he's putting on smoke just to show the judges he knows what he's doing. Nailed that figure.
He is making a correction here. He's back onto the X.
Yep.
Let's see if he does figure 5, the
So he did
loop
a
with a
half roll
2.1
instead of a quarter to get back on the X. I think he's flying level right now. He's setting up for a looping figure. At this point, I would say that it would probably be a good idea to take a break,
Get
reset
your
yourself,
yeah.
reset the plane, look at the sequence card, and begin again. But you know, this is nationals. There's a lot of nerves. Everybody wants to win. Everybody's competitive, and you know what? There's a strategy here, so he's going to keep going.
Yep. And that's the thing about the unknown is you've not practiced it. You've
Yeah.
not seen it before, and things happen.
Let's face it, 99.99999 with that bar above it, people don't go upside down in an airplane. And
Yeah.
what he's doing is incredible right now.
Oh, absolutely.
You're watching something that very few people do, and you know that seasoned box experience is probably, you know, you might this is where you would see a more experienced pilot be able to make
Head flip down there, and he
split-second decisions. He made lemonade out of it.
Yep.
I love it.
He's doing great.
He's back on track. He's
Yeah.
flying solid. Pull, Humpty, half roll down.
Jim has had a bit of a challenging week. He showed up here and did a practice flight, came back and put the airplane in the hangar, and the next morning we were looking at it and like, it's leaning.
Oh no.
And it turned out he had a slow leak in his left main and pumped it up, went out, did another flight, brought it back, found a maintenance guy, and got that tire changed out, got the airplane taken
that
care
affects
of.
you mentally.
It does. It puts the stress on you.
Back up to 45 here. He's going to do a middle rotation, just push, and then he's got that 90. Let's see which way he takes it.
Oh yeah, this 90 roller, one to the inside. Please go to the right, Jim.
All right, James, good job. You're clear back out of the box.
He's not done yet.
No, he's not done, Chief Judge.
Oh, whack out and then avoid. Good job, Jim. Turn. Good job, Jim.
Yeah, Tower's not gonna like that.
Cleared out of the box, and don't forget you have to head south for runway 35.
Good flying, Jim. Beginning, these unknown. I don't know how much intermediate time Swaller's had here, but flew really well. Presented a lot of the figures nice. Flew strong lines. I noticed very strong lines.
Yep.
That's some more slang. And what we're saying with that is the foundation of the figures, the lines without the, not including the rotations, didn't vary. He wasn't getting onto a vertical and then going back and forth. He really held it there nice.
Yep. Mark, do you remember your first Jeff, do you remember your first
It's all unknown, bud.
I honestly don't. It was obviously, not obviously, but unknowns, for everybody listening, unknowns don't start for pilots until the intermediate. And it's given, it's designed by the sequence committee. I believe Mike Siliberti is head chair, and we love Mike.
Mm-hmm.
And, they're given to a pilot the day before. They say about 24 hours, but depending on weather and the amount of people, you might have a little bit more time. But again, you're not allowed to fly it. You can walk it through, and there is a very, very high importance of walking through things, how to walk through. And that's something that I think that unlimited pilots, if they can go back in their life and career of aerobatics, spend more time on it, be walking through a sequence.
Yeah.
Or knowing how to walk through a sequence at an earlier time.
Who's the guy? He's got a big beard, white beard.
Bill Cosby.
No. Different beard. He's got a Yak 52. Comes up to the Green Mountain contest.
Bill Gordon?
No, not Bill Gordon. He doesn't have a Yak. I can't remember.
It'll come to me.
Yeah, it's too early in the morning.
Yeah, that should be fine.
Here we got Jerry Eskenazi flying a
I hear it.
300S somewhere. I think.
Somewhere up there.
Let me think on that. I gotta think.
You ready?
Yeah, but my first unknown in intermediate in the 200 finished the flight, and he's walking back from the judge's line, and I'm walking out towards the judge's line, and he comes up to me and goes, "You got much time in that airplane?" And I go, "No." And he goes, "I can tell." I was just rushing everything, flying it too hard, and that was the same issue I had again this year when I first got the 300. I was flying it too hard. I was rushing things.
Yeah.
And once I slowed down, things really started to improve. Scores started to improve.
Now, let me ask you I never asked you this question, Rob. Spread aviation.
Spread aviation.
How much of this sport, obviously you got to learn the foundation and these figures, but how much of it is mental? When you're at a contest, how much of it is a mental game?
Oh, a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, it's how you deal with the nerves. It's how you process the information that you got when you're in the box. And mainly, I think the thing that everybody needs in this sport really is to talk to like a sports psychologist.
Yeah.
Mike Goulian recommended a book to me called Golf is Not a Game of Perfect. And it's written by a sports psychologist. It's a quick read, easy read. It's available on Audible as well. And
Cool.
a lot of it is having Jerry, diving into the box here, having a routine that you can get yourself into and having a way to relax. And I'll talk a little bit more about that after Jerry's flight here.
Cool. We got an end figure, pull vertical, pull 45 down, 2x4, pull back up to the vertical and lay it out inverted. A little bit close to the judges, starting a little
Taking a little
late.
south too.
Yep.
Yeah.
This would have been a really good fly-through. I think a fly-through would have been a good option for him there. No penalties for that.
Beautiful red extra 300S. I love this extra, by the way.
It's a beautiful airplane.
That Firebirds paint scheme.
Oh, I love it.
Only 300S in intermediate.
No,
he's
Lee
flying
Hubner's
crisp.
got a 300S as well.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yep. Love you, Lee. But A few 300Ss sprinkled throughout the various categories in nationals this year. Great airplane, still very competitive.
Oh yes.
5/8 loop here, back up to 45 up with the full roll. He's going to cap out level, upright. Keeping it very tight. I think he's trying to work himself back to that downwind side of the box.
300 horsepower, single
300.
seat version of the 300L, basically. A little bit different.
Setting him for a 1 1/4 spin.
Can really see
This
the
is
G.
going to put him on the y-axis. Hopefully he does it to the left.
Yep.
Yep, good,
Going
good,
left.
good choice.
That's one turn, stop. Little over and back, but good spin. He's going to fix it right here in the pull. Good job going into a hammerhead. Good job, Jerry, driving it way deep in the box. When you're high during a sequence, you really want to be in the back of the box more so that the judges don't have a high neck angle.
Yep.
Meaning that they're not straining their neck. When you're low or towards the bottom of the box, you can be closer.
Yeah.
So that's one of those things where you just pick up with experience and the proper coaching. Quarter roll down, going into a loop with the 2 of 2 on the top. I don't know why people complain about this noise where I fly.
I
love
don't
this
get it.
noise.
You can listen to it all day.
Oh my gosh.
If anything, I want to complain about the lack of noise when the gliders fly.
So varied the roll rate on that. I don't know if he was second guessing himself there. It's not a 0, but
There's some deductions.
yeah, some deductions on that, but solid figure. Half loop up. Flying, he's definitely got vertical. He's not negative or positive, so he's got good verticals.
Really see the
Flying
heading there.
really strong lines here. He's got a full roll coming up.
We're running
with
a little
half
north
loop.
in the box.
Smart.
Definitely some on-judge wind, right?
Yep, 100%.
I think it's picking up.
Yeah, we don't have the clouds today that we did yesterday to kind of help us
Yeah.
look at the wind direction.
I'm gonna text Lee and tell him it's off judge.
Why? Who do you have money on?
Got to pull Humpty with the half roll down. This is a tight field. Everybody in this field could easily win this.
Oh yeah.
This is a really good category to watch. Jerry's flying really strong. I saw him fly at Kathy Jaffe.
Yep.
Another, just flew really solid.
He flies really methodical.
Yeah.
Looks like everything's well paced.
Yep. Got to pull 45 up, half roll, pull around the 45 up. No rotation on that backside. He's going to cap off and do that roller. Jerry's an airline pilot. I don't know exactly for who, but I know he's an airline pilot.
Is he an East Coast guy?
Yes.
Yep. I think he hails out of Georgia or Atlanta.
He's somewhere down south. Yeah, I was talking to him at Warrenton.
Oh, he's
And
opting to take it to the judges. A lot of guys.
That's a baller move, but it's.
Looks like he'll be maybe in
he
before
finished
finishing
it.
up there.
Yeah,
Oh, that's tough.
He might have stayed in the box, but also he had a lot of heading change in the first half roll, and he didn't have a lot to do at the end. So could be
Solid
some
play,
deductions
Jerry.
there, but at the same time, it's a very difficult maneuver, and it's a separator.
Yeah.
What number is it?
Rob, you flew the 200.
I did.
Jeff, you've owned two 200s.
I love the 200. Can't say enough things.
The
I
first
know.
200 I flew was his second 200
Was his second one?
before he owned it.
I had
Yeah.
the pleasure of flying two different 200s. We had a podcast on this. One of my favorite extras.
Mhm.
Honestly, one of my favorite extras.
Everybody thinks that what kind of aggravates me is people that have never flown an extra 200. They look at it as an extra and they think, okay, it's a point and shoot airplane. It rolls super
It's
fast.
absolutely not.
And it is a heavy, underpowered airplane that makes you work and makes you learn how to fly efficiently.
If you fly that airplane like a 300, you're gonna have a terrible time.
Yeah.
It absolutely. Point and shoot's a great way to describe it. It is not that at all.
Yeah, but the one I had was great. It was it had long range tanks, so it's 4 cylinders. So you're burning, oh gosh,
10.
10 an hour, 11 an
Yeah,
hour.
and you have 20 aside.
10 rich.
Yeah. Did I have 20 aside? Yeah, I think I had 40, like almost 50 gallons usable.
Yeah, because I think the AD was to take one of the baffles out and made it 15.
Oh,
If I
okay.
remember correctly. Because the second one I flew had that.
But I flew it in nationals in Oshkosh when they had nationals in Oshkosh in 16 or 17 or heck, I forget. But
17.
I couldn't make it in nonstop, but it got me really close, and that's about that was 800 nautical miles or something like that.
Yeah.
So you just need a good seat cushion.
Yep.
I will say that.
Oregon
But,
Aero makes a seat cushion.
Yeah.
And a
that
couple
fits.
of Gatorade bottles.
But
for
you know what airplane I'm-
unmentionable reasons.
No. If I have to pee, I'm also out of gas. I don't
Same.
care.
That's a little. That's always the thing with like ferrying pits across the catchers. I was like, you know what? I don't need more gas.
That's right. How Rob Holland flew 1,100 miles in his MX in one hop,
Rob Holland's not human.
No, he's not.
but he's got like 96 gallons, 98 gallons in that airplane.
Yeah, it's insane.
The MX can carry a lot of gas.
These modern, I say modern, extra obviously being modern as well, but I say that maybe like almost we should start separating these aircraft by generation. You know how they have 5th gen fighter, 4th gen fighter, you know, in the military world. The MX, being the MXS and the MX2 and the Gamebird, both, you know, we're watching Philip fly from like Bentonville, Arkansas to Seattle, you know, and like almost coast to coast. He took one to California nonstop. It's like, man, and they're, you know,
There was one that went California nonstop
yeah,
to, I want to say Bentonville,
yeah,
recently.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, the airplanes are fast, but they're also not really sipping gas. I mean, they're probably burning
14, 13.
yeah,
Yeah.
at best, you know,
And
with
truing
those,
out at 180, 190.
yeah.
Very exciting to see what's coming out of Bentonville with that Gamebird. It's a new airplane. It's going to make its way into the competition scene soon.
Aaron McCartan, thank you for the comment. We're trying.
Aaron, we love you.
Wish you were here.
You should be out here.
I mean, not competing in advanced, but you know.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, we didn't even tell you, Rob, that when your airplane's flying,
Yeah.
which you and Lance, Mark and I are actually standing, saluting while commentating.
absolutely.
As you should be.
We play the national anthem while you fly.
Yeah.
I got Lee Greenwood going in the headset, so.
Yeah.
Aaron, whenever Kyle Collins flies, we basically refer to his airplane as Aaron's Panzel.
Hansel.
Oh look, he's flying Aaron's Panzel.
But like music is I think one of the big keys that I used this year for the unknown, because that first unknown, looking at it, it's intimidating. It's all those pushes, it's all those rolls, and you knew there was no way to keep it in the box.
What kind of music do you listen to?
So,
Yacht Rock.
Yacht
very
Rock.
surprisingly.
Oh, I introduced Mark to Yacht Rock.
Oh yeah, Yacht Rock is great. It's
You
a
never
great
knew
channel.
about it. How from California? Don't you have to own a
I
yacht
think
to
it's
live in
new.
California?
I think
know
it's
what?
new.
They won't let you live in California
Yacht
unless you
Rock
own a
is
yacht
for
in
people that
summer.
wear 2 polos.
What's that?
Yacht Rock is for people that wear 2 polos. Pop
Is it?
collars.
You look like you're wearing 2 coats.
Are you
I
wearing?
know, that's kinda
Mark Pollard is literally wearing.
You fit the demographic.
I'm not making this up. You guys can't see us, but Mark Pollard is literally wearing 2 polos at this point.
That is
We'll
true.
get a picture.
No, but the music that I turned on when I started my walkthrough, you
funny.
are gonna laugh at this. Normally I would be listening to Treetop Flyer.
No, it's Hillary Duff all the way.
No, it was Michael Bublé.
Ooh,
I
like
put on a
Bublé.
Michael Bublé
The
playlist,
2014
and the tempo.
Christmas album is so lit.
I skipped that one, but the tempo
The
was
only Christmas
perfect.
album I listen to is Mariah Carey.
Oh, all I want for Christmas is you.
I mean, she's just
Woo!
making money hand over fist every year with that album.
I mean, she knew royalties were gonna come in on that.
Oh, my
She didn't
God.
have to work again.
Do you know that
money
if she
off
doesn't come out of
old
her
Saint
hole
Nick.
by December 15th, there is no Christmas?
There's no Christmas. She's like the groundhog.
Yeah.
8 more weeks of fall.
8 more weeks.
They're getting nothing but coal this year.
But yeah, I thought that it just kind of stumbled upon it, and the tempo was great. The way it made me feel was good, and it completely relaxed me. I was in the hold. There were no nerves. I had
That's
zero nerves going into that unknown, and diving into the box. I came out, and I was at 1,700 feet, but I'd watched Michael fly, and I'd watched everybody else fly, and I watched them go up throughout the entire sequence, and I thought about flying through, and I went, no, 17's perfect. Boom!
This
I
is
set
a
that
great
pole.
conversation. Can we accidentally just hold that guy in the hold while we talk?
Yes. Yes. I fully agree with that.
I don't think I have a music choice. I listen to whatever. I'm so eclectic with my 1 month I'll be listening to rock. The next month I'll be listening to engine sounds.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, like episode 4 of Flight to a Championship, talking with Mike Gooley, and he says you can't be calm and collected flying in a box after listening to AC/DC. Like, that's not going to work.
No, it's
tell that
it's
to
meant
Rob
to
Holland.
pump you up.
Yeah, it's meant to, but you have to be in control. So it's got to be this controlled aggression, and that's what I wanted for my style in the flight, and I think that showed.
It did show.
I think we had some premature cowbell going on.
Yeah, we've been. I think that's not the first time we've heard premature.
Here we go. We
cowbell.
got
Although he's kind of. Oh, maybe
Nathan
okay, there we go.
Rudy.
Nathan Rudy.
Super decathlon.
Flying
Super
a
D?
Super D in advanced. Somebody's shouting.
This is a UND pilot.
UND, really?
Yep.
Good for him.
Oh no, it's not. I am on.
MSU.
I am. Nope, it's not MSU. It's he owns that. That is a I think that's a highly modified. I can't remember
He's
the
starting
airplane
great
now.
though. End figure, full forward. Ooh, nice and crisp. I
Is it
like
the one with the extreme wings?
He's flying good already.
Yes.
Here we go. He's here to play.
No. No, that might be a 150 decathlon.
If it
Actually,
Take
is,
a look at
then
that after.
listen
yeah.
to the RPM
Doesn't
change.
sound, yeah.
It's a 150 decathlon.
Laying out inverted here,
Yeah.
going into a 5/8 loop, pull around the 45 up full roll. This is going to be really challenging for this airplane. He needs a lot of speed. The roll rate is just not as much as some of these other biplanes and monoplanes. So he's got to really open this radius up here, which he's doing great.
And
he's got
go
to set
early.
and go. And
Boom.
go.
Go, go, go,
Oh,
go,
he's a smart cookie.
Okay, okay,
He's a
okay.
smart cookie.
It'll get there. It'll get there.
Good. Hold
Oh,
it,
that's
hold
beautiful.
it. Now go. Go. Nice.
He compensated for that wind too. Drew a
Setting up
nice
for
line.
A 1 1/4. He's
And look how he's set up in the back of the box.
flying really good. I like this guy.
Yep.
Setting up for a 1 1/4 spin here.
Now that's going to challenge him. Which way is he going to go? Is he
He's
going to go
right in the
left and
middle.
keep driving to the left,
I
to
hate
the
being-
west?
We've all been in this position except for Mark Volley.
He's going right.
right.
He's going to take it towards the judges.
All right, and it makes sense too because the airplane's not as fast as the other ones. He'll have time. He won't encroach too much on the judges. He's
That's
got to
true.
hit
Yeah,
this
beautiful
hammer.
exit on that.
Right
And
into the
quick.
hammer.
This is a beautiful flight.
The
I don't
other-
think you get to fly a 150 decathlon in intermediate unless you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Hammered into the wind,
Yeah.
really
Got a
nice.
quarter
Quarter
roll
roll,
now.
go to the X.
Well, it
And
may
he's-
not be the most impressive platform to fly from an engine noise standpoint and ability standpoint, but flying a decathlon well in intermediate is a higher feat than some of
And
these other
Nathan's,
airplanes.
Nathan's doing just that. We got a 2 of 2 on the top here. Now, what you look for in this rotations on top of loops is you have to have a radius continuously going. It has to continuously look round, and it's really hard to do when you're rolling.
Looked like he nailed it.
And
Yeah.
it looked like he did really well with that. And he's going into a half square loop right here.
I think the wind is also finally starting to settle in from the north.
It looks like he's what I'm seeing is he's fighting a little bit on judge wind. You see
Yeah.
how his nose is
Yeah.
tilted a little, yawed a little bit away from the judges to fight that y-axis wind.
And he's going to go on a little cross country inverted, hanging in the straps right now before he does this full.
And this is a great time for him to take a deep breath.
Yeah,
And like we were talking about, he's got a full roll here into his
full
foot
roll. There it is. Half loop down, really starting to show the heading there.
We talk about taking a deep breath and relaxing. The guy's upside down in an airplane.
Yeah.
You know, like
Blood's rushing to his
you
head,
tell that
filling
to a
his
normal
eyeballs.
person, they'll think you're crazy.
Breathing heavily.
Yeah.
He's working hard.
Got a pull Humpty.
You hear the power
Beautiful.
change there, so he was controlling his RPM, keeping his engine from overspeeding as
Yeah.
on that high speed portion.
It's really got a nicely tempoed sequence here, like a clock, back, forth, really well balanced, using all of the box, keeping it in front of the judges, and he's keeping it right.
Little short after.
He's not high, and you would think that a decathlon was going to be high here to conserve energy. Got a half roll here. He's going to pull around to 45 up with nothing on it, and then do a 90-degree turn. Now, I would say that he would need to take this to the right, start this rolling turn right, but we've seen him do it. Everybody else doing it to the left. So let's see.
Let's see what he does. Small radius on the Super D,
He's
not a
taking it
lot
to
of
the
speed,
right.
so he could get away with either direction.
All right, a little
Little
under.
under, yeah. And a little under again.
Tell you, rolling turns are very hard.
Yep.
He did a really good job with that.
Nice job.
very
Yeah, and
strong.
Slow rolls are hard enough in a decathlon. A rolling turn in a decathlon, it's all the work. That's all the rudder.
If you overuse the rudder, though, she snaps. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Aaron McCartan, thank you. Independent pilots from Chapter 58 out of Minnesota, mostly stock Super D. Cool. Thanks, Aaron.
Thanks, Aaron.
So Rob, you were wrong. That is
I was
not a-
wrong. I was wrong.
Just want to let everybody know that Rob Doonbeck was wrong.
There is somebody here with a stock decathlon, with a regular decathlon.
That doesn't change that you were wrong.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, and I think
Don't tell my wife. Hillary, turn it off. Turn it off.
for the lineage, there's
Rob's
a
texting me.
decathlon, a super decathlon, and an extreme decathlon here,
Yes,
which is pretty cool.
all the generations.
Yeah.
So this would be.
If you're watching the live feed, everyone,
27.96
and you haven't
about.
subscribed yet to the IAC's YouTube channel, please click that subscribe button.
It's free.
Click the notification bell. And if you want to pay, if you're not a member of the IAC and you like what you see and you want to support the organization, please become a member. Go to IAC.org. Click that member button. It's not that expensive.
And if you don't want to join, let's say, you can go to the IAC page, go to the Nationals, and you can click the donate button and donate there. It is a charitable
Oh, I see.
donation, good for your taxes.
All those proceeds go to support getting us another G650 to pick us up next year.
Nothing but private jets for us here.
Yeah,
Yeah, all these competitors have to pay for the snacks on their private jets.
that's it.
And the ferry pilots to bring their airplanes in.
I agree. And we did sacrifice. We did ask for a Boeing business jet. And
Yeah.
apparently that's too much money. So
We had,
They
to
only-
take we had to take the Gucci jet instead.
Yeah, the G6.
so it is what it is, but we're here.
It was arduous.
We did it
you
for
know?
you.
It only had one lab. It's terrible.
By the way, ISC offers a lifetime membership. You can sign up for it. That would also help us.
Yes.
Glider. Looks like we're gonna have Carter Margolis.
Carter Margolis. Sounds Greek.
Margolis.
I
I
like
hear
it.
Lee Hubner
Very European.
orbiting. He's in the hold.
Burning gas, getting lighter and lighter.
Yep.
First figure for Carter in
So
the
we're going to do a non-standard left-hand release.
in the glider intermediate here is a quarter clover. It looks like it's a 5/8 loop, and when you get
Three-quarter loop.
3/4 loop,
But it's not a three-quarter loop. It's a full loop.
it's a full loop.
It's a full loop with a quarter roll on at the three-quarter position.
Yeah,
It's tricky.
it is tricky. I can't even tell you what it is on paper, but you can see it on the live feed right now.
Yeah, if you watch, you're gonna watch Carter do a fantastic job at flying a quarter clover.
All right, here we have the wing wag.
If you put 4 of them together, you get a full clover. They call that a clover leaf.
Or a lucky charm.
Canceled.
And going into a hammerhead after that lucky charm. Nice hammerhead, Carter. Keep it going, keep it going, keep it going, keep it going.
Just keep that rudder in. She'll go. Oh, a little torque.
Oh, yeah.
Push, 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 push.
Way to go with that one.
That was hard work.
And he's heading back on the x-axis.
Now, see, that's the part that confuses me because that should have been a quarter roll on the down, but I think he was going too fast to get the quarter roll, so he just understands, hey, he's going to take the penalty there, get it back on the x-axis, don't take a penalty for the
Got
second
a
one.
pull, Humpty going into a Cuban 8 with a half roll and a 45 down. Flying really beautifully.
So he just did a hammer clover, essentially.
clover.
Hammer clover. Bonus points for that.
That was an unlucky charm. And he's going to pull out level. Nice figure, Carter. And then we got a half loop up. He's going to lay out inverted. And he's going to
Drive it.
drive it.
Yeah. It's got a full roll afterwards.
Tell you, the one thing I am jealous of gliders is that they have speed brakes. How cool are speed brakes?
Mhm.
They're fun.
Right? He's got a full roll here he's getting right into.
For those watching, let us know in the comments. You guys like seeing, you guys and gals like seeing the powered aerobatics, or you like seeing glider aerobatics?
And then we got a half loop down here. It's really important to let this radius really extend.
He's really getting off heading here.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
a lot. Of
That was a
heading.
lot of heading change.
All right, he's getting around. All right, he did it. Very nice. And he's going into a Cuban 8 with a half roll on the first 45 down and 2 quarter rolls on the second 45 down. And they call it a Cuban 8. Why, Mark?
'Cause
I
it
know.
makes the letter 8, Jeff. Number 8. I said letter 8.
Did
Wow,
you say it?
I'm so tired.
That was.
It makes the
I'm gonna
letter 8.
I'm gonna sleep for a week when I get home.
So back in the 1940s or 50s, before the Cuban Revolution, the U.S. Air Force was working with the Cuban Air Force. And one of our pilots, whose name I cannot remember, was down there and was doing some flying with them. And he came back to the States and
I
was
think it
flying
was Mark Cuban.
a demo.
Mark Cuban.
It was not Cuban. The Dallas Mavericks, Mark Cuban. And he was
Real
doing a demonstration. And as he came over the top of a loop, he realized that he didn't have the altitude to finish the loop. He was going to hit the ground, so he stopped it, rolled it upright, and then went into another one of those, stopped it, rolled it upright.
You know, we should just
And the
invent
pilots,
figures.
yeah, and the pilots who were on the ground watching it went, "What was that?" And he just went, "It was a Cuban 8," because he'd been working with the Cubans and he was quick on his feet like that.
I'm going to invent a figure called the Petro Zero, and that's just when you zero figures.
Do gliders ever use their speed brakes mid-sequence to manage their speed on a downline?
That's a great question.
Is a really good
They probably
question.
could.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, I don't think it's very common.
The man who looks through the viewfinder at these things hasn't seen it, so I'm gonna go with that.
I don't think there's anything that says you couldn't, but
So-
I can't imagine it being common.
So speed brakes' other name is spoilers.
Spoilers.
Because really what their job is
You
to
would have-
destroy lift.
They put the milk outside of the fridge.
Yeah, it gets warm and curdles. That's how you get cottage cheese. But the spoiler, it destroys lift, and lift is your friend in the glider. So by calling it a speed brake in this regard with these aircraft, it's not quite working the same as like dive brakes on a TBM Avenger or an
it wouldn't
A10.
simply just slow your acceleration.
Oh my gosh,
in
Lee
a
just said
downline.
thank you, mate, on the radio. Lee's from Australia. We
Oh,
got a
Lee.
big shout out to Lee.
He flew all the way here,
Hangar
1 tank
24?
of gas. Hangar 45.
Hangar 45. He's
Hangar
doing
24 is the brewery.
the brewery. I think he's sponsored by Hangar
Hangar
20.
145. Hangar
145.
145.
145.
Owns Patty Wagstaff's former 300S.
Yeah.
Did a beautiful job restoring that airplane. Fantastic guy. If you've all been seeing his videos, his drone footage and videos that he's been posting here all week,
For the IAC and everything.
He's
What an
makes them-
asset.
He's a one-man show.
Yeah.
What an asset. Super
Fantastic
talented.
production quality as well.
I did have an airport manager while Lee was flying the drone. Lee flies it from a rather discreet
Yes, he
area
does.
because he's watching what he's filming on the controller.
He's usually in the shadow by the hangar.
But an airport manager pulled up to me real fast and goes, "Who's flying the drone?" And I just said, "A guy who has authorization."
Yeah.
He goes, "Oh, okay."
All right, so we got Lee coming in. He's in first place right now. We got an end figure. It's going to be pull vertical, pull 45 down, 2 of 4, back up to vertical. He started. I wouldn't have started in any better place than that. That was a really good position.
Good positioning on the Y, good
Strong
positioning on
line.
the X.
Lee's a good pilot.
Yep.
Good for nothing wrong with that. 2 of 4, slightly over. I'm nitpicking here, like a degree or 2 here.
And I don't even know if that wasn't just reflection off the sun.
Yep. Back
He's
up
been
to
in quite a few
vertical.
contests this year too. He's really been putting in the work to get to nationals.
Yep. I first met him down at Warrenton. Really cool dude.
He's going to lay out
Really nice
inverted
guy.
here. He's going to go into that 5/8 loop back to 45 up, full roll. Let's see if he opens up this radius here.
It would be
Okay.
easy to do.
Okay. Very nice. Nice and smooth.
Watch the roll rate on the
45
300S.
Could have waited slightly another second there, but it's still a good figure. Long after.
Long after, yep.
Do
Could've been a little
a
more patient there.
1 1/4 roll here. I think he's going to take it 2.
Power's got to get off. Power's got to get off.
Yeah.
We of course have a delay, the sound reaching us, but nice job. It's just the slightest little climb into that, which is what you want. Lazy entry
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
Going left here. Little over.
Yeah.
Didn't fix it. Good job not fixing it.
He's flying it a little bit safe.
He's going to blend it into pull here. Go right into the hammerhead. And then a 1/4 roll down.
Is his mentality right now just to simply not zero?
I think
Seeing
so.
where his placement is?
Yeah,
I think so.
so. I don't know that he's got that much of a lead, but at the same time,
Playing it safe, playing it conservative.
yep.
He's got a 1/4 roll down
A
here.
little early on that kick, a little overflown.
Lee is sponsored by Wingman Watches, so if you get a second, go on wingmanwatches.com or Google it. Check them out. They're really helping Lee out, and it's a great company.
Absolutely, and fantastic watches too.
Got a loop here with the 2-2. Let's see how he does with this.
One little push, come on, keep the loop.
Yeah, he did not keep that radius
A
going.
little too much pause. He could have opened up that loop a lot more. It would have been a little bit easier to do that 2 of 2 because gravity would have pulled that airplane down to continue the radius for him.
Uh-huh.
Got a half square loop up. Let's see how high he takes this.
Pittsburgh says Lee loves chicken and waffles and also has unicorn powers.
He does.
If his family's watching and sending him good unicorn powers, he's obviously using them today.
It's hard to pick up in the video, but there's actually sparkles coming out of the muffler of that airplane.
Oh yeah, it's rainbow.
Yeah. Full roll there, split S down. Very nice job on that radius. It's really important to just let that radius extend at that slow speed and make it round. Got a pull, Humpty with a half roll down. Positioning is a 10. I mean, he's really doing great.
Yep.
And there's slight, you're not going to be able to see it in the video, but he's doing slight wind correctors to stay in position. And that's a really, shows you how much experience he has in this category.
Yep. A little close early. I don't think the judges are going to catch that though.
Got a pull 45 here with a half roll. This is that goldfish. Oh, that was beautiful.
Crisp stop.
That's nice. That's going to impress the judges.
And that's why he's in first place.
Yeah, really nice. Smooth. He's aggressive when he needs to be. Back up to 45.
Which way do you think he's going to go, left or right?
I mean, to me, you got to go away from the judges.
Go right.
I think he's going to go left.
He probably will go left. Yep, he's going left.
Oh
And
yeah.
sometimes at a, at an intermediate level, when you're just getting into unknowns, you're learning a lot of very nice
I
flight.
think he
Lee.
nailed that.
Yep.
I actually think he was nicely inside. That was a great flight.
So yeah, Lee's sponsored by Wingman Watches.
Take a job, you're back in tower.
Pull a couple of his sponsored twin aircraft engines. Rebuild Lee's engine, and you can certainly hear how good that thing is.
It's a really pretty airplane too. If
twin
anybody gets a
aircraft
chance to see it in
engines.
person.
Hangar 145 is Lee. You'd be doing yourself a disservice to not check them out. And Wingman watches. And Lee's just a terrific guy. Flies out of an air park. Got a wife and 2 kids. What's that?
Kelvin Rappel, Mark and Lee going to do Jorge's Corner at Nationals. Absolutely. That's a cult. That's a cult throwback.
That's a, you know what? We need to send him some swag from FCS. I like that.
Kelvin's building an Ultimate.
But yeah, just back on Lee really quick because
Patrick, Chief, how you doing?
oh boy, but he is doing so much for the Nationals right now with that video stuff. He's really making it fun and engaging, and really can't thank you enough. Got a glider coming up,
Glider.
and that finished power.
That finished
Power.
The power.
Yep.
That
Power,
did finish the
power
power.
intermediate's in the bag now.
I got to be honest. What flight did you guys like watching? It didn't necessarily have to be the best flight or the winning flight.
I really liked watching Lee, and I really liked watching Nathan.
Okay.
I thought Nathan's flight was really pretty.
I liked watching Justin. First up in the box.
Justin was great. Yeah, he did a great job.
Yeah.
Oh, when I was out here.
Justin won the free.
Yeah.
He was due.
And he's has he second? What's his best finish at Nationals? Has he been intermediate champion?
Justin Hickson?
Yeah. Second, or is it second place?
I don't think he has.
Okay. I know he's been a pretty high scorer here at Nationals in years past.
Yes. I'm
Justin's-
just trying to recall the signage, and I don't think his name's on there.
Justin's a terrific guy. He's a IAC director. Does a ton for the IAC. And everybody, you know, all these volunteers. This is everything is non-paid here. Everybody
Wait,
loves. Well, not you and I.
Oh.
We have contracts, but
I was gonna say.
yeah, we have lawyers. We're from West Coast, East Coast. We're lawyered up, but but yeah, everybody does so much time donating to, and it's just incredible.
This doesn't get out of bed until the check clears.
That's
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
That's it.
I mean, I'm a little upset we had to pay for our coffee this morning,
Yeah.
but
This is a little rough.
Well, that's all
I'm
right.
just gonna petty cash it though.
Expense reimbursements.
Yeah, it's a write-off.
You're testing other formulas for your own store.
Well, I mean, nothing can really compete.
That's
but-
true. You got that New York water. That's your advantage.
Yeah, exactly.
It's an absolutely beautiful day here in Salina, Kansas. Again,
It
probably
is.
best weather at a Nationals since
I'll be
I've
honest.
been paying attention to them.
We've been doing some commentating here, and Rob's been doing a phenomenal job.
Yes.
Jeff Granger as well.
Thank you.
But
Yeah, you
out of
guys
all
are
the-
really fun to listen
out of
to.
all the categories so far, I'm really enjoying intermediate.
Yeah.
You know, it's easy to keep up with.
It's
There's-
exactly
The problem
yeah.
that we're having with some of the other categories here is there's so much going on within the figures. It's hard to not necessarily call them, but when we start talking about how the figure should look, they're already on to the next figure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's happening very, very fast. So I think for people watching that are looking to get into aerobatics, you know, I haven't commentated sportsman, but I can imagine it's even better. But it's you know, this is intermediate and sportsman are the categories to watch with us.
Yep.
Well, and going back to intermediate, we were talking about the unknown, but it's also the first. Correct me if I'm wrong. The first category that requires a free.
Off toe.
You can do a sportsman free,
Yes.
but intermediate requires a free. So that's kind of the first category is seeing a free and an unknown.
Patrick Koenig
Patrick Koenig
into the box,
We didn't
getting
hear
ready for
Cabo
that
yet, I
quarter
don't think.
clover.
getting into the Quarter Club. He's actually related to the Keurig company.
No.
That's the cake house.
Koenigsegg, the supercar.
Oh, the supercar.
Whatever happened to Clover Coffee Makers?
I
All
don't
right,
know.
there we go.
Right
Got a big
over
cowbell,
top of
but
the
we're not hearing
judges' heads, right center box. Great positioning.
So he's gonna have the quarter clover to the left.
I hope he does.
Thank you to Lori Penner. Justin Hickson's 9th time at U.S. Nationals. Wow, he's a very seasoned competitor.
Lori
at
Penner's
Nationals.
just a wealth of knowledge.
Well, Lori's been around. She's been doing it for a long time, and another Ohio lady.
Yeah,
Got a hammerhead
she's
here.
a little under the weather today. We miss you, Lori. Wish you were
Coming
here.
Get well soon.
Got a quarter roll down. That should put him into the wind.
Now they have to
that-
roll quickly.
Kept that around really nicely.
There we go.
There's a quick roll.
Yeah.
No
And then
line
he's gonna be
before
going
or
into a
after. I don't know how they delineate that in a glider.
empty. So pull vertical, and then you're gonna see a small radius on the top, and then he's got to go back down to vertical down and hold it. The whole thing with these lines and angles, these figures, you have to show the judges a line.
Yep.
So you have to basically draw a line, is what we call it, and give them at least a second to be able to grade it, whether you're
Has to be perceptible, yeah.
exactly
What kind of G's are the gliders pulling versus the power and intermediate?
at least 20 Gs.
Yeah,
At least
20, 25 maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. I'd say like
Sounds about
3 to 4 G's. I'd say.
Yeah. So a little less than probably intermediate.
And that's a
power.
complete
Yeah.
guess. I could be way off, but
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
I do
Maybe-
know that they have rather, I don't want to say tight G limits. I believe they are like a +6, +6
Nice
-3.
half
I'm
loop
not
there.
100% sure. Might not be.
doing
but,
a full roll here. His heading is great.
Yep.
Staying right on heading, and that's hard with the 200-foot wingspan.
It's
it
a
looks
big
like.
wing.
Jeez.
Yeah.
In 2019, in the advanced category, the Air Force did over G a glider, and when they came back, this isn't
You're allowed
a-
to go that steep, huh? To slow down into this. That's it.
whatever angle you set coming out of the figure
I
is what
like
you
it.
have to maintain.
Got a half loop down.
Has to be reasonable.
And he's going to go into that Mark Cuban 8.
But that then meant that they were down a glider and couldn't use that glider until they got it back to maintenance in
gonna
Colorado
do-
Springs.
Going to do a
And,
5/8 loop
so
here.
that really slowed down the contest at that point.
Oh
but-
yeah, I bet.
45
Being down to
down.
one glider.
And I believe they also fly always with 2 pilots on board, one to be watching out for airspeeds and G and things like that.
Okay.
I
but-
thought the other guy was to cheer him on.
Yeah, read the card to him.
You're doing great.
But as a
You're
safety
doing
pilot, you're not allowed to help in really
Got a
any
2
way
or 4 on the backside here.
during the sequence.
Yeah, the guy in the back seat's just making engine noises for him.
making him feel good. Still running.
And then a 90-degree turn. He's going left. There's that bank. Very nice. That was a solid flight from Patrick.
Nice job, Patrick.
Good job, Patty boy.
Patrick, all the way from redacted United States.
It's a beautiful countryside.
Beautiful town. Oh yeah.
South Redacted is a real up and coming place.
Oh yeah. It's gonna be the new redacted.
So talking about G's, intermediate category probably, not uncommon maybe to see 6 max, maybe, I don't know.
Depends on the aircraft.
Probably pushing more than that,
I don't think you need to go above.
Morning,
6.
Mel the
Yeah.
Traveler. Well, with
Um,
that big wing and flying at 130 knots, you could load up G
You
right
can load it
now.
up. Yeah, instant.
Yep.
The power guys, I bet for intermediate are probably sitting, probably happier in the 5 to 6 range. Rob, what were you doing yesterday
Yesterday
G-wise,
I was
in advance?
trying to average 6. I did spike 9, and we don't have an upside down G meter, so we don't know what we were negative, but I probably pushed -6, -7 on the downwind portion, especially that 45 down half snap and push all the way up to the vertical with the half roll.
That was
I
a
know
big push.
I know I
man.
made a big push there, and the good news, I guess, for my physiology, I don't feel any of that stuff. I don't
That's
feel any
amazing.
negative G. There's no discomfort, nothing. It's just doing what I have to do, and I don't know if I broke that part of my brain or what, but it's
You know
not
what?
there right now.
Whether you did or didn't, it's not there, so, and that's huge.
Yeah. I'll be back in a little bit, guys.
Just the two of us.
You and
I tell you, with talking about G's and negative G's, positive G's, G conditioning is super important, and everybody does it. But one of the things that I was lucky enough to get stressed upon me at an earlier time in my career with aerobatics, I hate saying career because it's not my career, but
Yeah.
like my hobby as an aerobatic pilot, was
Morning, Mel.
seating position and being comfortable in the airplane. And that is a must. You have to be comfortable in an airplane,
Yeah.
no matter what. You can't sacrifice and be like, well, it just is what it is. It's just the airplane I have. No, you got to go out and find a
Goes
cushion.
beyond that, yeah.
You got to find some type of padding. You got to talk to people. You have to be comfortable because you will fly better. There's no doubt. I would bet Mark Pollard's wine collection on it.
I wouldn't.
Well,
I
I
don't
would.
want to lose that.
I would.
Well, like talking to Rob Holland about just simple things, like harness placement, right?
Yeah.
How to cinch yourself down in the hook or harness,
Yeah.
What another thing a lot of people don't talk about is padding, and a few members of the U.S. Unlimited team had custom seats molded, right?
Yep.
There's pads that you guys put under your thighs,
Yep. hip
under the
pads.
harness.
Yep.
There's a lot of things you do or can do to make yourself as comfortable as possible
Yeah.
in that airplane because, going from intermediate to advanced, that's a big jump in G.
Yeah.
Advanced to unlimited, not only is another step up in G, and it maybe 6 to 7 doesn't sound like a lot, but when you
Yeah.
start getting above maybe 5, every G
Yep.
is exponential at that point.
I agree.
And
And
at
if you
the-
think about it, like makes us. I hate saying things like this, but two G's, you're double your weight, and
Yeah.
so it's a lot of weight on you. And
Yeah.
if you're a little off, or your back isn't aligned right, or one leg is tight, one side of the belt is tighter than the other side, left and right of your hip, that's gonna. I wouldn't say injure you at that point, but
But it
you know,
could,
it could.
Yeah.
and it has.
So it's super important, and if you have any questions about it, or you want to know more about it, everybody in aerobatics, you find somebody who's been in the sport for a while, and they'll talk to you about it and give you some tips, because there is some voodoo to it, there's some sorcery, and there's some little things that that these people have picked up over time and had to learn the hard way sometimes.
Well, I feel like
But you don't have to
the,
learn the hard way.
the evolution of the sport, like where it's at right now. I feel like, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but we've all kind of been in this sport one way or another for years, decades.
Yeah.
We're at a point now where people are starting to talk about wobblies. They're starting to talk about pressures in the airplane, the physiological effects of flying these, especially higher category maneuvers, which is good.
Well,
because then we can learn from it, and we can learn how to combat it.
One of the things that I heard talked about early on from a lot of the airshow performers was how they all have carpal tunnel or neck problems, shoulder problems.
Yeah.
And the first helmet I ordered, an HGU 55, which good helmet. It's got a Bose in it, but it's
about
heavy.
700 pounds.
Yeah, it's heavy.
Yeah.
And so the second helmet I ordered was, as soon as I saw the Lift Carbon, the AV1, I went, I want that carbon. I want it as light as possible, and I'm running a Clarity Aloft inside of that.
Totally.
It doesn't
Just
get
to
lighter
try
than
and-
that combo.
It doesn't.
No.
For the protection that you get.
Yeah.
And so it's a fine line. You can go max protection, but you have to support all that on your neck.
Yep.
And that'll break your neck down really fast. So that's what I'm trying to do to preserve my physiology in the airplane. And even through the Flight to a Championship series, you see me change helmets, from beginning to the end here.
Oh, it's a big difference. All three of us actually use the Lift Carbon helmet, which is a great helmet. Not to shamelessly plug Lift, but that's a great company.
Well, you guys are sponsored by them, and they've been
They're fantastic to us. I mean,
supporter here.
And they're a fantastic advocate for the IAC and aerobatics and kind of all fun things aviation, and the helmet's great. And I had a carbon HGU 55, so I didn't have the Gentex HGU, but even that one was heavy. And I switched from a Bonehead Pilot X, which is a great helmet for being low profile and protecting your noggin if needed. I think the Lift does a better job at impact protection.
Yeah, there's some helmets out there that are very, very light, but there's nothing to them.
There's nothing to them. It's literally just a layer of carbon, and it's like, well, okay, better than nothing. But yeah, helmet choice is it's a big deal.
Yeah.
And the right helmet for you, it's a very personal decision. But wearing a helmet and getting used to just simply wearing a helmet during aerobatics, if you're not used to it, it takes a long time.
And I'm telling you, all these things, I think one of the most underused resources that we have is just how friendly these seasoned aerobatic, Jim Burke, you can reach out to these superstars and ask them, and they'll get back to you.
Yes.
I mean, it's really incredible.
And if you're worried, one last thing about the helmets, if you're worried about scratching your canopy, there are products out there that within 10 minutes, those scratches are gone.
Yep.
Yeah.
Novus has 3 different layers of abraded polish.
Yep.
And it's 10 minutes.
Throw some 3M clear tape right on the bottom above where your head goes to on the canopy. That helps a lot.
Yep.
We've got a glider coming in here, about to go off tow. Some of the sponsors for Nationals, Aura Aero's got this great airplane coming out. They just finishing test flying. It's a side-by-side Cap 10 looking airplane. It's all carbon. Really great. Check them out. Extra Aircraft Spruce. Everybody's sponsoring the Nationals and trying to help us out here.
Jeff just did that off the top of his head. he memorized the sponsor. Oh, what? You're closing your phone now? Oh.
That was funny. All right, this glider's gonna come off. So he's gonna go into that Lucky Charm quarter clover, and
Just off tow now.
Alex Huey, took me 2 years to set up my seating position, trial and error. Yeah, seating position is huge, and a lot of time that I spend on the first day with a new aerobatic candidate student is just making sure they're comfortable, they're seated safely, properly, and they're not going to hurt themselves with the belts. So if you can't see, if you're not comfortable, you're not going to fly well. And if you're flopping around the cockpit, that's no good. You're out of control.
Is there anything worse than like when you take off and you just feel one thigh a little tighter than the other, or like one shoulder strap a little off place?
Or one leg goes to sleep.
Yes.
all right, we got
You want both legs. to go
Matthew
to sleep.
Hamilton.
Matthew Hamilton from the United States Air Force Academy.
He's not related to Lewis Hamilton, the F1 driver.
Well,
do you know?
we don't know that. That's redacted.
That is redacted. I'm sorry.
His family's redacted. He's from redacted.
Yep.
Going into a hammerhead.
I think he's from North Redacted.
It's beautiful this time of year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got a hammerhead here and a quarter roll down.
A little bit of a heading issue there.
Yeah.
And you can see the wind out of the north has really picked up. Oh,
Ooh,
it's
fell
falling
out of that
one.
hammerhead. Good
Nice
try,
tail
though.
slide.
Good
Beautiful
try.
tail
I enjoyed
slide.
watching that better.
Bonus points.
I would have gave him a 15 on that one.
This is unlimited glider. Tail slides.
Going into a pull Humpty.
That's all right. Let's see how he recovers from that. Did he have a vertical?
Yes, he did, sir.
Okay, very good. I looked away. Good vertical down.
Very cool.
You know, he's overcoming. He's put that maneuver behind him. He's just on to what's next.
He might have heard us say the Lewis Hamilton joke because there's no engine noise up there.
Oh yeah, he could. He could have the podcast going on his phone. He would be able to hear it on
Got
the
a
speaker.
Half roll on the 45 down here. Beautifully done. Look at him
Podcast
hold that
live
line.
stream.
And then from here, he's got a half loop up, followed by a full roll.
Yeah, he's probably low enough to get cell service up there. Yeah. let's
Oh,
watch it on
absolutely.
live stream.
Easily.
Yeah.
Maybe if we shout loud enough.
Matthew.
Hey, Wingwag, if you can hear us.
Got a full roll here, back to inverted.
John Strong, good morning. Thanks for joining us. Make sure you click that
Very
subscribe button.
nice.
Yes.
I tell you, these glider plates are flying really well.
Yeah, we'll see the pitch change here. Yeah, as he starts to.
I've seen a lot of them yaw out. Not Matthew though.
See, what I think is happening is as they're pushing
that was probably
forward,
the nicest one done so far.
They must.
they're running out of arm and they're actually accidentally putting in an aileron.
Yeah,
Or
ergonomically, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. We
Human
got
factors.
And also not that they're not used to it, but the adverse yaw of
Yeah.
a glider, tremendous.
It's huge.
Huge.
Got
So
a
they
Cuban
might be
here.
fighting a lot of that too.
with that half roll on the 45 down, followed by another 5/8 loop. We're going to do another 45 down with a 2 of 4. That was really nice. Ooh, nice stop.
Mark, in the Airbus, do you ever accidentally put in an input you don't want to?
No, I fly perfect all the time.
Got some nice radiuses going. He's flying his glider really. His stops are really great.
Yeah. No, he's showing his experience.
Yep, and a 90-degree roll. Ooh, he's stopping like a pro.
And he took it away from the judges when he was crowding the judges' line. That's
Yeah.
a
Very
veteran
nice.
move right
That would
there.
not have been good if he took it to the judge. That's
Right,
all
well,
it
to quote Peggy and to quote my last pilot, that was a very interesting hammerhead. So, clear back to CTAF. Have a safe landing.
You hear from the judge's radio. Very interesting hammerhead.
Well, the chief for this is also the coach. The chief judge is the coach for the Air Force Academy.
Makes sense.
Uh-huh.
Give a
So
little-
he can
He can say that.
he can
stuff.
give a ration of yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't submit scores. He just keeps track of all the other judges.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. He can't he's not able to show any favoritism. Not that he would. He's a very integrituitous, is that the word?
Integrituitous.
Uh-huh.
That's the word of the day,
We're
everybody.
making that up
You
right
can
now.
leave it to Mark and I.
New
We'll
word.
break him down. We had David Martin on commentating with
I
us.
heard,
and,
yeah.
you know, Rob's like us. We're just completely obsessed with aerobatics. You know, if you've been flying aerobatics, we probably know everything about you at this point because we just love it.
Yeah.
And David Martin was there, and talk about trying to play it cool, and not
Not
just,
fangirl.
Just smile. I'm like smiling right now.
You got the vapors.
This week has been wild. So we
Yeah.
first sat down with the
Like,
Don,
no
Michael
big,
Goulian,
no big deal, right?
and Jim Burke
No big deal.
to kind of shoot the stuff and commentate. And then, you know, we're with Mikey G yesterday, and then he's like, he just kind of gets up. He's like, here, take my chair. And you just look over, and it's David and Martha Martin.
Like, do you need me to polish it, wipe it? What do you need? What do you mean, take your chair?
And, you know, not to say that other recent nationals have had, you know, aerobatic and airshow royalty show up, but to have Michael Goulian and Rob Holland sit on the boundaries yesterday, to have Michael Goulian commentate on.
But let's just think
sitting
about
the
this.
boundary.
Like, you got Mike Goulian here, who's, I mean, he's just the epitome.
Mount
of-
Rushmore.
He's
One of the best ever.
Pick any adjective, right?
Yeah.
But it goes to show you like how appreciative he is of the IC and how important he thinks it is.
Yeah.
I mean, because that guy, Rob, how many
He's here to
minutes?
support the
how many
sport.
minutes of free time you think that guy has a year?
Negative 1400.
Yeah.
And he's taking time away, you know, from a lot of other things.
He's been having Chuck Norris try to get a 26-hour day for years, and Chuck can't do it.
Chuck can't do it.
And Mr. Goulian needs that.
He needs
needs
that.
another 2 hours per day.
Well, Mike might be working on cerulean time. It's a 36-hour day.
Cerulean time.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's straight out of Men in Black.
This is
Boy, that's a throwback.
That's a good quote. I didn't know. I know movies, and I did not pick that
No,
up.
that's,
Oh, yeah.
that's good.
You were welcome.
You
to
get
our
used
club.
in about 2
You were-
weeks, or you have a mental episode. That's the
You
full
were
quote.
uncanceled, Vic.
Uncanceled. Yes.
No, but it's amazing. And then to have David Martin he just flew it, like, I just flew my bonanza.
Yeah, Mark and I looked at each other, and like we whispered in our ear, like,
That's David. Like, and he's an absolute another Mount
But he-
Rushmore.
a lot of
How you doing, outfit?
a lot of people don't know, but David Martin,
So we got about 2,000 feet to go.
if you can elect a historian of aerobatics, like from start to finish, he knows. I would
Oh, his book
dollars
of
to
knowledge.
donuts. He knows everything.
Yes.
Or the most out of anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he makes us look like kindergarten cop Arnold
Bless you.
Schwarzenegger.
He makes us look like the uncultured amateurs that we are,
Yeah,
because we are.
because we are.
That's okay. Everybody starts somewhere.
But yeah, no, really,
Not David Martin though. He knew.
he just came out of the womb flying unlimited. But it was
No,
so cool having him
Do you
here.
remember what he said yesterday? We're all kind of sitting around, Goulian's sitting behind us, and David just kind of looks back, and this is just like in between flights, and he's like, hey, did you fly Sportsman? And Goulian's like, no. He's like, yeah, I flew one Sportsman.
No,
One
it was
intermediate.
intermediate, advanced, and then unlimited. Not even sportsman.
Did it? Oh, it wasn't even Sports. That's right. It was.
He goes, "Did you
one
fly intermediate?"
one advanced, and then on to a limited.
And then I looked at Mark and I'm like,
Well, time to go
Wow.
home, guys.
I am thought I was okay, but nope.
No, and you know what? Obviously, again,
Well, unlimited back then may be the equivalent of what
Advanced now.
an intermediate plus
Yeah.
is.
Do you
Like
wanna
an
hear-
intermediate free.
Do you want to hear a fantasy that just came to me?
yes.
What
Careful,
if-
careful,
Doc Brown?
Careful.
Yeah, exactly.
Time travel.
Careful.
The what if like you can have the David Martin team, the Goulian team, like what if these
Generations.
these not I don't want to say legends because they still can fly lights out, but what if they had their own team, you
Mhm.
know, and they can select their 2 or 3 pilots to be on their team, and then you show up in nationals and it's like team Goulian, team Martin,
It would be amazing.
team Chambliss,
That'd be amazing.
you know, and then you and I would be on the sidelines like why didn't you pick us?
That's a whole nother event.
Why can't I be the towel boy?
Let's secure
Yeah.
funding for this. Make it happen.
Yeah,
I
no, we
love it.
need private jets. That's
Well, and
sorry.
when was the last
Well, that's
time
where Jet One Cup comes in.
Yeah.
David Martin competed? His last competition was what, 2013.
Yes, that's what he was saying. Yeah.
So that's coming up on a decade. But then you start hearing the IQ, the aerobatic IQ that comes out of his mouth, and the stuff that he's saying and the stuff that he did, I don't think a lot of people are even doing right now.
No.
In terms of he's forgotten more than a lot of us know, more than I'll ever know.
Yeah.
It's incredible, and to be out of the contest spotlight for that long.
I think we kind of freaked him out because I don't think he realizes how important he is to a lot of people. Like how much of not important, but how much of an impact he made on people's
He's
air rights.
unbelievable.
Because they were like, he's like, yeah, I had a 3 inch. I'm like, yeah, it was red, white, and blue, and checkerboard.
Yeah.
He's like
Like
he
what?
didn't say it, but he's like, how the hell do you know that?
He's like, I didn't even remember what color it was.
The look that he gave me when I was talking about Reno, I was like, "You're a Reno legend," and I came back and you weren't there. Like, and he's like, "Oh, you know."
He's
you
like, oh
noticed
right,
that?"
I did fly Reno. Like
Yeah.
that's
Oh yeah,
so cool.
one of the best practitioners of the cap to ever have done it.
That plane's on my bucket list. I'm just gonna run through some sponsors because I think we should.
We have time.
Aura Aero, we talked about them before. Check them out, Aura Aero. Some golds. They're our platinum sponsor, so really thank you very much to them. Gold sponsors: Extra Aerobatic Planes, ExtraAircraft.com, Softy Emergency Parachutes. I fly a Softy. I like them a lot. Check them out. If you know somebody that's got one, they'll let you borrow it. Try it out. It's all about being comfortable. MT Propeller.
All
are on
three
a
of
lot
us have
airplanes.
MTs.
They're great
Mhm.
product support. I think their prices are very fair.
Yeah.
Check them out. Aircraft Spruce. Everybody shops at Aircraft Spruce. I've been happy with them. Never had a bad experience with them.
I just wish they would take my direct deposit. just take it out.
Take the
I don't want to
paycheck.
see it. Just take my paycheck.
Yeah.
Send me the parts.
MX Aircraft, MX2, MXS, the current 50-time national champions flying in
The
MXS.
470th national champion,
Yeah.
Rob Holland.
Yep. And then our individual sponsors, Giddy Thomas. Giddy flying a 330 SC and limited and just crushing it, doing awesome.
One of the nicest human beings on the planet.
Tom Rhodes. Tom's out of
And someone that, if you stare directly into their eyes, like your own soul, like ascends to a higher level.
I agree.
He's a very beautiful man.
Tom Rhodes also
Gorgeous human being.
flying a Cat 232. Tom Rhodes, thank you very much.
Yeah, Tom.
Jerry and Peggy Redinger. Jerry was on the advanced team. Excuse me. They're both current judges. I believe Jerry just got an extra NG.
Yes, they did.
So I'd like to talk to him about that. But yeah, thank you very, very much, Jerry and Peggy. Marty Flournoy, Marty's just the man. You know, he wakes up and just flies excellence.
Flies on MX2.
Jeff, if you want to go 40 person shares on an NG, I have the coin to split it 40 ways.
40%. Okay.
Yeah, 40%.
I want in on this action.
I'll do the maintenance if I can get a share.
37 silent partners.
Yes. 37 silent partners. You guys just sit to the side.
Money.
Yeah. I just want money.
Money, please.
David and Martha Martin. Talked about David, great guy.
Can we get on with the show?
John Osmeyer. John's flying really great in advance. Past U.S. National Aerobatic Champion in advance. Jim Burke, current IAC president. Thank you very much, Jim. And last but certainly not least, Doug and Pat Souter. Doug's a SEVA judge, national judge, does a lot for the sport. Silver sponsors, Schilling Aviation Services. Thank you so much, Schilling Aviation. Schilling Aviation Services is an aircraft maintenance company located in Salina, Kansas. Dagmar Kress. We have to have a whole podcast on Dagmar because she's awesome.
We want to get her on the podcast.
Yeah.
And I'll just
Her
run
and I
through
were talking
them.
back and forth. I think we're going to make it happen.
Patty Wagstaff, Mike Goulian, Greg Principato, John Wilcombe,
Welcome.
Keith Dunn, Duncan Corbell, and then some bronze sponsors. Chapter 89, Ocala, Florida. Northwest Insurance Group. Call Northwest. Get some insurance from them. Get some rates. Get some quotes.
There we go.
Call them up. Gordon and Lori Penner. Love Gordon and Lori. Awesome people. Craig Gifford. 3-time member of the U.S. Unlimited Airbatic Team, flying Unlimited right now in the 330 SC. Craig is just rock solid.
Doing well.
Bill Denton. Actively involved. Long time. Judge. 30 years. Just really, really great support over the IC. Thanks for sponsoring. But yeah, those are our sponsors. Thank you guys very much.
Alex
if you want to
Huey.
sponsor, you can go to IAC.org and click around some of those links and look for sponsorship. You should be able to find it and check them out.
Alex Huey dropping the trivia there. His dad bought David Martin's laser when he moved to the 300S.
We talked a little bit about that laser
I
yesterday.
forgot about that. I didn't know David Martin owned it.
Yeah.
The glider is off tow.
He built it, didn't he? Pretty sure he
Yeah.
did.
He did.
Last glider, right?
Last
glider.
glider
Last
should
glider.
be. This is Isabella Gentili. I'm assuming it's Gentili because I went to school with a Gentili. It might be Gentile. Shout out to the Fly Cool Hits podcast for loaning their host to us for commentary.
We're happy to be here. It's a lot of fun. This has been a lot of fun.
It ain't
Fun
cheap.
week.
I can hear the engine noises coming out of this person.
Cranked all the way up.
Goes to 11.
Okay, he's going into a first figure. Is going to be a
Lucky Charm.
Lucky Charm, as we call it, but in the rule book, it's called an IAC clover, quarter clover.
Quarter Clover.
Quarter clover.
He started quite a bit over the judges, which
She
is
did.
interesting.
It's
Probably
a she.
Sorry, she.
All right, she's going to go after this into a hammerhead. That was a strong figure.
That was
It
really
was a
pretty.
strong figure.
I wonder if she's going to drive this a little bit. I would.
Nope.
All right. Hammerhead. She's got to hit this
You
early.
didn't have to wonder very long.
Come on, keep it going, Isabella. Come on, Isabella. You got this. Little torquey off the
Push
top.
that nose. There we go.
Okay, quarter roll right away. Right into it. She's got a good flight going. She's definitely doing good. Got a pull, Humpty.
That
No
hammer's
line
probably
before or after in power. That'd be a deduction.
That hammer's probably been the most
I don't know
troublesome
if there was a
figure.
line there. They'll give her the benefit of the doubt, hopefully. Good line down.
Definite line down.
Let's just go into a Mark Cuban 8.
Mark Cuban 8.
Mark Cuban 8.
To 45 down with a half roll. And then she's going to go into a half loop. Tell you, if I flew gliders, I don't think there's any rule that would disqualify you from having a speaker and just I would do like P-51 engine
Yeah.
noises at Merlin.
I think that should be a requirement.
You just got Scooter Yoke's engine on soundtrack.
Got a full roll here. Now the idea with this is you can't go off heading. You got to keep that nose right where it's pointed. She's doing a great job. That might be the best full roll I've seen so far. That was solid. Really, really good job. Half loop down.
You got a lot of room in the box, Isabella. Drive this. It's okay. Run it at a speed.
And she is. Holding the line well.
Mm-hmm.
Man, Isabella's out for blood.
Good figure.
Going into the Cuban 8. It's going to be a 5/8 loop, 45 down, half roll into another 5/8 loop. The other 45 is going to be 2 quarter rolls. So this is one of those things where, this is an unknown, and it's very easy to swap those roll rotations and do 2 or 4 first and then the half roll. But that's where walkthroughs and analyzing the sequence come in handy. And she's doing it. Good job.
2 good point stops. A little short after.
She's got a 90 degree.
Go to the
See which way
right.
she takes it. She's going left.
Going left.
Pull hard.
Pull. And stop. All right, little off heading there.
Yeah.
But that was a solid flight. Good job,
flight.
Isabella.
You guys think that might be the best flight of the day for the gliders?
I'm going to go with yes.
That was solid.
And if it's not, I feel bad.
That was strong.
Because we put it out there to the rest of the world that was the best
That was a
one
good
of the
flight.
day.
Great flight.
Solid flight.
That's going to score very well.
Yeah.
That was a strong flight.
Trying to think. So that's going to do it for intermediate for the unknowns. Once the scores all are done, we should know who the champion is for intermediate after this. And I just want to say thank you, Mark and Jeff, for joining us out here for volunteering. We want to thank all the volunteers out here for participating. Forest Fox for the equipment for the live stream. I'm Rob with Spread Aviation.
Mark and Jeff,
Yeah.
fly cool stuff.
Fly Cool Expeditive podcast.
Explicit.
Keeping it clean. Lori, we love you.
MPAviation.com. Yeah, Lori. Miss you.
And that's going to do it for us for now. And coming up next should be
Unlimited
the Unlimited
Unknown.
Unknown
And Mark, I don't know how we are going to call that.
with style. That's how
Well, I
you're going
won't
to
be
do it.
here. I got to catch a flight home, unfortunately. So I won't be here for Unlimited. But
Well, you're taking
I'm gonna watch
if
it.
you're taking a Gulfstream, what am I flying?
You're flying a 172 home. With
We still have a Citation 10 out there
Six
for you.
pack.
Yeah.
Six pack 172.
no glass.
ADF only.
The heater is stuck open.
sorry, Jeff. We have a glider lined up for you that you're going to be towed back to New
You're
York.
gonna be I'm going to be harassing you guys in the live feed comments on my way home.
You're not. We're just going to boot you off of it.
Perfect.
This
Please
is a
comment.
this is
Please
a
make
spam
comments because
account.
it drives the algorithm. It puts us up on Facebook's main page, and that'll drive people to the show. Well, thank you very much. We're going to stop the live stream for now. Make sure you click that subscribe button and the bell to know when we go live for the Unlimited.
one more thing?
And
flight.
that's gonna be
You can
at
say all the things
10:30,
you want.
everybody. Unlimited flies at 10:30 if my recollection of the schedule is correct. So
Yeah.
I'm missing a briefing right now.
All right.
you go get to your brief. Well,
No, I'm not going to get there.
Well,
I'm
yeah, I
just going
was
to wait
just
for the line to get out here.
there's no cars.
The other thing too is everybody listening. It's really important for feedback. Positive, negative,
Yes.
particularly the constructive criticism. We don't have thin skin, and as long as you're not mean, we want to make this better. So any feedback on how we can do a better job, or maybe what you want to see, message the Facebook, message IAC. Let them know your thoughts, because everybody does take them seriously.
Yeah,
and we do
absolutely.
want to do the best job possible. It's the first year we're commentating.
Especially if you liked it.
Yeah.
Because that
Yeah.
means
Let 'em know.
If we get good feedback for this, then they may want to do it for Worlds next year as well. And
I didn't even
even-
think about
World
that.
Advanced in Las Vegas, United States. You have a short commute, Mark.
I will actually maybe go to that.
Spread Aviation just blew my mind.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
What season
AWAC
is it in?
next year, Gene, Nevada.
October in Vegas is not bad.
Why wouldn't we commentate and have a live feed at Advanced Worlds and in Gene, Nevada?
How long is that runway? Does the Gulfstream have enough?
Yeah, can we get a G650 in there? We
We
might have to go in. We'll go into Vegas and limo it.
Where's your personal assistant? Let him look up the insurance
Yeah,
requirements.
we'll have our people call. Jim,
All right.
set that up. But that
Yeah.
would be amazing. But yeah, absolutely give the feedback, guys. Let the IAC know
Yeah.
what you think.
Yeah. And honestly, any give us some constructive constructive criticism on what we could do better.
If you guys can't tell,
Or
Jeff
more
has a
of.
really soft constitution, and
I'm shivering
you
right
can-
now. It's freezing in Salina, Kansas for me.
It's a little
You're
chilly.
sitting in the shade. You're sitting in the shade of a Cadillac Escalade.
Listen,
Jeff does not want his feelings hurt, but absolutely let us know what you want to see for next year, because now we're gonna have a year to plan this thing.
Yeah.
And
For the record, it's 62.
okay.
Well, with the wind
It's
chill
not
makes
bad.
it feel like it's
Come on.
30.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking the length of the runway at Gene, Nevada.
Oh, and there's 2 boxes. There's one box on the north side and one box on the south side
Yeah.
at Gene.
I'm excited for this team.
Oh, so the judges just flip around.
They
just-
could.
yeah,
I doubt it, though. It's not that close, but
It'd be cool to do simultaneous You know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna be neat.
Yeah.
I
They
like
won't,
it.
but it'll be neat. All right, that's gonna do it for this live stream. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you to our sponsors. We love you. Bye.